Welcome to Mtowntonight.com, the Memphis late night talk show, your source for entertainment and helpful information with your host, Mr. Darnay. Mtowntonight.com.
Well, good evening once again. It is your man coming from www.mtowntonight.com. It's Talkin' Tuesdays, where we really just sit back and talk about anything and everything that comes to mind. No particular format tonight. However, I do have something I want to talk about that I've been getting some major emails about. One of my videos regarding the Tennessee Lottery scratch-off. So I'll be dipping in on that tonight. And I'll be talking about something that happened this past weekend that we're all familiar with, I'm sure, through the news media, and that's the Zebo fiasco, if you want to call it that. So we're going to kick back for a minute and sit back and listen to one of the tight tracks from Black Syndicate Entertainment. Once again, go to Mtowntonight.com, www.mtowntonight.com. Look up Black Syndicate Entertainment for hot tracks, song concepts, jingle writing, whatever you're looking for with regards to music. Get in contact with those cats, man. They'll get you something hot. So sit back, give me a couple of minutes. We're going to get the day going. For those of you that have lived through the day and made it safely and successfully, I say to you once again, salute. So sit back a while, and I'll be back with you in about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and we'll get a chance to talk. Thank you for tuning in. Today is Tuesday, July the 11th, 2017. We're a little bit over halfway through the year of 2017. We're in the 7th month. So we're on the back end of 2017, and we're looking towards going to the winter months and so forth, with the big holidays coming up later on down in the year. So look back at it and think about the previous 6 months and see have you gotten to where you wanted to be? Have you accomplished some of the goals that you set for yourself? And if you have not, get on that track so that you can do the things that you need to do. Half of the year is gone, y'all. Half of the year is gone. So we got time. Well, we got time to make up and do what we need to do. No problem. Okay. A little while back, I did a video about the Tennessee Lottery scratch-offs. And as I said on the video, I've been playing the scratch-offs for years. I've been an investor / gambler, if you want to say it, for years. It's something that came through my family. And I was the one out of the family that really, really took it to a different level, outside of my precious grandmother, rest in peace, because I was able to realize that anytime you are putting money at risk, whatever you're putting it at risk on, you need to know, and you should know, everything that there is to know about that risk and your probabilities of overcoming that risk. So over the years of playing the scratch offs and the cash 3 at one particular time. It was just cash 3. There was no cash 4. It was only one pull a day, and it was a 3-digit number. Much easier to play, hell of a lot easier to win, as opposed to today's um, way they're doing things with 3 different morning, midday, and evening drawings. It makes the odds harder to win. So people have been asking me, well, can you kind of recap some things that you said, and can you kind of go over some things? Well, I tell you real quickly, once again, no matter what you're involved in with regards to putting your money up at a risk, you need to have controls, and a part of your controls is your complete knowledge of what it is you're doing. Giving you an example, each deck of book or each book of cards has a certain amount of cards in it. Example, the $2 jumbos have 150 cards in them. Well, 150 times $2 is $300. So in knowing that, in the past, I've bought books. To buy a book of $2 jumbos, it would run you $300. I think to buy a $10 jumbo book, I think there are 30 cards in that book, it'll be $300, $10 per card. Okay, the same thing with the $1 jumbos. I think it's 300 cards in there at $1 a card, $300. Now, what I'm about to say to you is information that I've gained through continuous play and my own research. The $2 jumbo book, for example, out of 150 cards, most of the time, from what I've experienced and seen through my buying books and others that I know that have bought books, there probably is no more than maybe 30 to 35 winning cards out of 300 in a book of $2 jumbos. Those other remaining, let's say if it's the numbers 130, it's 35 winners, there are 115 losers. It's roughly, give or take, about 5 cards either side. Bottom line is the chances of winning are much smaller. However, the upside to buying a book is that without a shadow of a doubt in buying that book, that whatever is in that book belongs to you. You're not playing the guessing game of buying random tickets and the major prizes or prizes in that particular book could have already been won. So that's the upside to buying a book. One side, upside of it. The second upside is that at the least, you're going to lose at the least maybe $150 to $160. Every book does not have a $500 jumbo in it, from what I've seen, and I've bought tons of books. Every book does not have a $500 jumbo. So there are books out there where at the minimum, you're going to win back anywhere between $140 to $160. So you're going to average out about 48% losing if there's no jumbo in there. If there is a $500 jumbo, naturally, and there's no $50,000 card in there, then you're probably going to win the maximum of, let's say, $740, $750, $760, somewhere in there. That's the $500 jumbo, whatever $100 card may be in there, and any other winners that may be in there. Probably tally up, as I say, to probably about $600 to $700 somewhere in there, give or take. So when you same thing with the $10 cards, the same scenario. Out of the $10 cards, 30 cards, you're looking at maybe 3 to 6 cards being winners. Maybe close to half, because in the cards where the denomination of the card is higher, statistically, they're supposed to be better odds for you to win. The more money you're spending on cards pertaining to the card amount, $10 card, $5 card, that is actually supposed to be increasing your chances of winning by buying the more expensive cards. I'd be the first one to tell you, I don't deal with what I call the bottom feeders, the dollar cards. Now, you may hear people say that they've won and they've done this, and that could be true. I don't dispute that. But when it comes down to gambling, you're looking for consistency, and people do not consistently win on dollar cards. from what I've seen. There's always an exception to the rule. I'm just saying, statistically, most people don't win on the dollar jumbo cards. Some do. And for those that have, congratulations to you. I'm not knocking you. I'm just saying, when it comes down to the opportunity of winning most of the time, or half of the time, the dollar jumbo cards or the dollar cards are not really worth your time. Same thing when going to a casino, $2 slot machine, 5-cent slot machine. Well, yes, they've got jackpots, and yes, the theory behind that is that you're thinking that you're spending less because you're playing a nickel machine. Over a period of time, if you stay at that machine and you're not hitting the jackpot, if you have not hit the jackpot, you will have just spent the same amount of money had you been gambling on a 25-cent machine, 50-cent machine, so forth. So when you're dealing with the 150 cards in a $2 jumbo stack, anywhere between 30 to 35 cards for the most part are going to be winners. The other 115 are losers. Those 35 that are winners could be anything from a free ticket to 50,000. You have to have controls. I play a certain amount of numbers within a certain area, not because that's where I win all of the time, but consistently when I have won, it has been between a certain amount of numbers. Granted, I've won on the front end of the book and the back end. Now you can break up a $2 jumbo book in thirds or any of them in thirds. In the $2 jumbo book, let's say, for instance, you got 000 to 50. Then you've got 51 to, what's that? 149, or 99. And then you got 100 to 150. I usually play within the middle, I cheat a little bit, between 40 and 78, 80, somewhere in there. Because consistently what I've seen is that I've usually won, when I do win something worth winning, it's between these numbers. So what I do is when I go into my store that I go to, I inquire what's the number on the $2 jumbo. Most merchants know what you're talking about and they'll tell you. And if it's not between those numbers, then I don't buy them for the most part. I could be giving up losers. It could be the next card could be a number 38, and I don't buy until I get to around 40. The next card could be 38. That's my control. I'll never know because I won't buy it. So I don't worry about what it is. I stick within my controls. This is what I've seen in my play. It may be different for you, but it has been consistently better for me to play within these numbers. $10 jumbo book, me personally, from my experience, it's best for me to play anywhere between triple zero till about 12. After card 12, very few times have I seen money won on the back end of any book. $10 or $2 or $5. $5 jumbo cards. They've got, I think they've got 60 of those in there. So you can go from 000 to 29 and 30 to and so forth and divide it in thirds. For the most part, my consistency has shown me I win within the middle of the $5 and the $2. $10, I play the first third. That's my play. That's what's been consistently good for me. Try it if you like. But it's about having controls. Buying random cards, there are all scenarios of where people have won. Buying the last card, buying the first card, buying the second card, and people are superstitious. Gamblers are superstitious. So sometimes people I don't base mine on superstition. I base mine on what has actually happened for me and to me. Those people that I communicate with that play as well, that are as serious about winning as I am, I listen to them, and if their tactics and strategies can be beneficial to me, then I try them. I share mine with them. It's all about winning. It's not about having fun. Tennessee Lottery wants you to play to have fun. Damn that. I'm not having fun if I'm not winning. I used to hear people all the time go to the casino and say, man, we went to the casino, man. I'm gonna tell you something, man. I lost $300, but we had a damn good time. Impossible for me to have a good time and I lost $300. It's a mindset, people. Dealing with these scratch offs, have some controls. Buy within certain numbers or buy the whole damn book. You've got to have some controls somewhere. Very few people luck up and hit with 1 or 2 cards purchases. Give me one. Very few people, because the odds are not in your favor. So I have always bought a minimum of 5 $2 jumbos. Or I'll risk if I'm playing the $10 jumbos, I'll risk 50 at a time. That'll give me the opportunity. If I'm in the $10 jumbos, that means if the 000 is the first card and I buy 5 of them, that means I've got from 0 to 000, 005, excuse me. 5 cards out of 30, we'll take that gamble. If nothing transpires, no problem. I spent the amount of money I wanted to spend. I bought the cards in the realm of numbers that I choose to buy them, so I'm comfortable with what the results are. I wasn't going out on a whim. I wasn't just random. I have some points of control that makes it easier for me to accept when I don't win, because I said, well, hey, at least the circumstances, the conditions were in my favor. I bought the cards I wanted and spent the amount of money I wanted to spend. I don't just freelance. Very few people win when they freelance. There are always exceptions to the rule, okay? Because people that are going to watch this video are going to say, well, shit, that's bullshit. I remember when I won, when I just bought 1. Well, that could be true. But you're not going to hear a lot of those stories. And when it comes down to investing and gambling your money, you want consistency. The big days will come. That'll be that day will come when you do the right thing and stick to your guns and stick to the script of your controls, and you'll win. You'll win. Stick within the rules that you set for yourself. That's called discipline. Very important when it comes to risking your money. Very important. The website that people go to that are concerned about what's out there pertaining to the prizes, a lot of people like to go to the Tennessee VIP website and have the second chance of putting their card in and possibly having their number pulled out of a hat, or however they do it, to get I think it's either another jackpot or some sort of prize. I used to do that in the early days. It only really showed me how much money I was losing. Because quite frankly, if you've got enough points for them to send you a 60-inch television, damn it, you paid for it. Now, you may be one of those ones that collect the cards from everybody else. Fine. I don't knock any of that. Here's what I'm saying. For those people that are trying to win and are interested in winning and buy cards trying to win, you go to the Tennessee Lottery remaining prizes website, and it breaks down for you the remaining prizes that are available in any game that you're playing. $1 denomination all the way up to 30. How many prizes are left, ranging from the biggest to the smallest that matters. The 5 digits, $500 winners, $1,000 winners, 5,000, and so forth. Each game has its own number on the back of the card, not the number on the front. That's the sequence number on the front, basically. On the back, those numbers are dealing with other things, skews and different things. But there is a number at the beginning of it, right above the barcode. The first 3 digits, if I'm not mistaken, the first 3 digits are the game number. You go to Tennessee Lottery remaining prizes, look up that game number. It will tell you in detail what prizes are available, what big prizes are still left out there. And those numbers are a representation of statewide Tennessee. Give an example. If you go to, I think the $2 jumbo number is 652. You'll go there and it'll have it broke down to how many $50,000 prizes or cards are still left out there, how many $500 cards are still left out there, and I think how many $100 cards. Well, in most cases, which is one of the reasons why I play them, the $2 jumbo for $500 cards has anywhere between 5 to 10,000 cards, if not even more, out there throughout the state. The chances of winning a $500 jumbo and the $2 jumbo, if you look at the Tennessee Lottery remaining prizes website, the chances of winning a $500 jumbo based on those numbers are a hell of a lot higher than winning a lot of that stuff. But this gives you an opportunity to look at the game of choice that you're playing and make a sound, logical decision as to whether or not it's worth it. If you're playing a game and the main prize is $100,000 and it's got 2 of those cards left in the entire state, and your objective is to try to go at that $100,000 prize, logically, what would be the reasons to play that? If you're here in Memphis, Tennessee, excuse me, you've got 2 $100,000 cards that are left out there in that particular game. The odds are extremely low that you run across that card. You can, of course you can. But for the most part, 2 cards within the state of Tennessee, why play that? That's the mindset and the number crunching you have to do if you're trying to win. Some people say, well, I don't want to go through all of that. I just want to buy the card, scratch it off. Do that then. I strongly advise you to buy one at a time then. Don't buy 20 and 30 cards. If you're going to buy 20 and 30, you might as well buy the book. You might as well buy the book. If you're spending $50 to $75 at a time on $2 scratch-offs, whether they be the jumbo or any other $2 card game, buy the book. It is the best value when it comes down to risking your money that way. You've given yourself more chances to win that way. There are all types of stories for all types of situations. All types of stories for all types of situations. So everybody and anybody can have a rebuttal to what I'm saying. But what I'm also saying is the consistency is what you're looking for when it comes down to gambling. And no matter how less money you spend, the small amount of money you may spend on scratch-offs, $1, it's still gambling. I feel, and those people that I trust what they say feel, that are gamblers or investors, be educated about what you're gambling on, what you're spending your money on. Now, also, people have probably already heard about it or seen it or have even benefited from it. In the cards, all denominations from $1 all the way up to 30, there are definitive white lines throughout the entire book. Usually every 3rd to 5th card, there is a definitive white line there. Now, years ago, I had a gentleman that owned a store where I was purchasing cards, told me that the card, either of those 2 cards where the white line separates them or connects them, there's either a winner, the first card that has the white line at the bottom, or the second card that has the white line at the top, or maybe either the card after that, or maybe the card before the original one. So in other words, when that white line is prevalent in the book, you have 4 cards that are there that could be possible winners 75% of the time. Those are the numbers that I've gotten. Those are the numbers that I've seen. 75% of the time, 70% of the time, if you want to make it a simple number, meaning 7 times out of 10, that will be a winner. Can't say to you what the winner will be. It could be as small as a free ticket or as large as the main prize. You go on to YouTube, you see people, some people are talking about it. It's no secret. It's just something that people didn't know about and they're paying attention to now. But I have people that know me, that know I buy the cards, And they asked me about it. And as I say, I've gotten tons upon tons of emails regarding that particular video and wanted to know more about it. That line, from what I've gathered in my research, is basically just a line that comes throughout the normal process of them being produced. It may be some type of issue dealing with printing. I do know for one thing is that 70% of the time, from what I've seen, it's been a winner in some way. That's what's important to me. That sometimes dictates to me if I come in a store, and this was probably the only time that I go against my own rule. But if I go into a store and let's say the merchant tells me, I ask, what's the number in the $2 jumbo or the $10? Because this number is in all of the books, okay? So it's definitely a printing thing for certain. If they say in the $2 jumbo, remember I usually play between 40 and about 75. If she tells me the number is 24, and I'm able, based on where I'm standing right there by the counter, to see the card hanging out, and I see the definitive line there, I may buy that. I'll take the chance to see what that is. That's the only time I usually defer from my rules. If I see that definitive line on the next card that is available, or they have a roll of them out, maybe 3 or 4. You know how they do. They have 3 or 4 laid out for you. If I see that definitive line, I may buy then. I will take the gamble to purchase those cards to see what's there. And 70% of the time, it's a winner. It's not always a big winner. Sometimes it's just a free ticket. But we'll take any win that we can get, right? We're just trying to put ourselves in a position to make wins more consistent by putting in points of control. You got to have that. If you're going to spend any more than $30 at a time on scratch-offs, $2 scratch-offs, buy the book. Buy the book. In the $10 scratch-off books, I've bought the books before. It's been more feasible for me, from what I've seen, to buy them the way that I buy them. Buying the book doesn't really help me in that regard. So I don't buy the books like that. And I didn't continuously buy the books. After I realized, after buying them, that basically I was either breaking even or losing 40, 60 bucks, 80 bucks. Yeah, I do better with this strategy of just buying 5 within the first 12. Sounds crazy, but these are the type of things you have to do and you must do if you want to win. You set yourself in a position where you have controls so you can make conditions favorable for you. That's what it's all about. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to email me, mtowntonight@gmail.com. I'll be more than happy to communicate with you and talk and share emails about it, different things. I still play, and I'm actually working on a particular night where I will actually be scratching off some cards, and up to a certain amount we'll be splitting the proceeds going to either a particular charity or maybe the lucky email person of the day. That's something that we're working on right now. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a blast. And hey, you know, we're gonna roll with it. So that's in the works right now. That's on the to-do board for Mtowntonight. Pardon me 1 second, please. I want to talk about something that just happened here previously, the past weekend, excuse me. And that is the situation where it was rumored that Zach Randolph had donated $1 million to the MLG&W for paying of bills and so forth. I've been looking at Facebook. I've talked to people in person. Mixed thoughts on everybody with how this thing played. I'll say this first of all, my personal opinion. The young lady that put the information on Facebook per what I've seen researched. The young lady that put it on Facebook, I think she put it on Facebook to be of help to those that may be able to receive what she thought was a blessing. I don't think that young lady put that information there with the intent to deceive anybody. I really don't believe that. And some of the, from what I've seen from Facebook, some of the backlash that she's got, that's not fair, people. That's not fair to her. Because at the end of the day, no matter what she said, no matter what receipt she put on Facebook, as the individual, it is your responsibility to check your own information, to do your own research. No matter what she posted, it wouldn't have hurt you and everybody to go to the phone, call MLG&W. And MLG&W wouldn't lie on something. We all have our bickers with Memphis like as in robbery, as we say. We all have our disagreements with them. But at the end of the day, they couldn't lie about something like that. He wouldn't allow them. Zach Randolph would not allow them to keep that information private like that. So that would be something that they definitely would know. And in most cases, it's probably something would have been brought to the forefront anyway, either by his team or them or both. Them meaning you, MLG&W. So when she put her information up there, for those of us that are out here wanting to blame her, talking about she made you waste your gas. She didn't make you waste your damn gas. You wasted your own gas. Because all you had to do was do your own damn research. That's all you had to do. That was not her responsibility to do your research. We're dealing with the internet here. We say it every day, all day long. You can't always believe what you see and read on the internet, Facebook included. Now, the crazy thing about it is that she had a receipt and others had receipts to show zero balances. So that was a bigger selling point for this hoax. I don't think it was created in the mind by anybody. Now, personally, I would like to know, just, regarding the story, how did Zebo's name get in it? It was easy to believe that he could have done something like that because he's done that since he's been a player on the Memphis Grizzlies. He's gone to Sacramento now. Best of luck to you, Zebo. Thanks from the city. Thank you, brother. So it was easy to understand why people believed that. That was another reason why people got out, because they knew that Zebo had done this before and it was very believable. So that helped a lot of people to make the decision to not investigate themselves and go. Everybody wanted to get in a good spot. Everybody knew it was going to be crowded, all of that. Now, me personally speaking, I didn't partake of it. I did, after pictures and so forth were shown on Facebook, I did get in my vehicle and went to the nearest Exxon just to see, visually see myself. And I was like, whoa. People had lawn chairs. People were standing. It was a long, long line at the Exxon that I saw. And I don't look at that as people trying to get a handout. I look at that as people looking for and needing assistance, needing help, needing a little push, some form of release or kickback, just to have some breath. Because 9 times out of 10 in most households, outside of those that are paying college tuitions and different things, your basic necessity bills that you have, Memphis Light, Gas, and Water is probably going to be the second highest one. It's probably safe to say we're out here all averaging probably anywhere between $300 to $600, $700 a month utility bills. I'd be willing to believe that. So even the person that has a good amount of income coming in to take care of things, there can be days of rockiness in the boat. Everybody's not well off. So for those people to sit back and say, pay your bill, Just pay your damn bill. Lighten up with that. Because everybody has gone through something. And I would be willing to believe, I believe in my heart of hearts, that the majority of those people that were out there, a small few of them were out there just for a handout. Nobody willingly wants to stand in the hot damn sun in a long ass line, excuse my language, but nobody would want to do that just for a handout. There comes a time when you have to have some pride and say, well, damn it, look, it's not that important. So I believe in the city enough to say, well, hey, that wasn't that many handout types out there. Those people were looking for assistance. Hell, if it would have been online, I would have tried to take advantage of it myself. If it would have been online, that's just me because I take care of things that way, bill pay and so forth. So if there was something online to do, then I would have done that. Meaning online, meaning that it was legitimate. I don't knock anybody that stood out there. People are looking for assistance. People are looking for help, looking for breathing room. So for those of you that are ridiculing those people, I say to you, hey, think about it. She didn't make anybody waste any gas because it was your own individual responsibility to do your own damn research. So for those people that want to blame her, really, stop it. It's not her fault. She, in the best interest, thought that she would be helping. She did that. Also, the fact of those people that were able to go into the stores and use the kiosk machine, proceed and make a payment and come out with a receipt showing a zero balance and showing it to everybody in line, no matter where they were, that sold it too. So it was hard as hell to get out of line, and I just saw this girl going here, or I just saw this man go in here, pay his bill, come out and show me the damn receipt. It's hard for me to get out of line. Even though the police is telling me that it's a hoax, I understand. So we all, as Memphians and as human beings, should understand, hey, let's not point fingers here. We thought that this was a blessing given to us by a person that has been normally giving us blessings because of his love for the city and his wealth. Congrats to him. Thanks to him. So we thought this was a continued blessing. And people wanted to take advantage of it. Who wouldn't want to do that? So stop throwing your stones at that young lady. Leave that young lady alone. Had she not said anything about it, then she would have been in the wrong too. She don't want to tell nobody. She trying to keep it to herself. So hell, how could she win? Really? So don't hold her to the fire about this type of crap. She did it out of the kindness of her heart as a human being, as a fellow Memphian, and say, hey, this is what I was able to do. This is what's going on. Go right ahead and check it out and see. I don't care what she did, what she posted. It still was your responsibility to check, double check, and triple check. So don't hold her accountable for your gas, your wasted time. Don't do that. That's not what we're supposed to do. So we found out that it was not what it is. Zebo kicked in and said, hey, it's false. However, I still will be making my $20,000 contribution to my fund, so on. So as a class act as he is, he responded. So, he's a classy guy. And that's why people really thought that this was a blessing, extended blessing, because we knew and have known that he's done things of this nature. So we salute Brother Zebo. We weren't trying to put your name in a bad light, sir. I don't know where your name got twisted up. Really don't give a damn. But I say this to you. The overall spirit of people that went out were not going basically as a handout. Those people needed help. Those people wanted assistance. from all walks of life. They want to make it seem as though if it's just this. No, we know better. You had some good income people standing there too. It wasn't just all about your lower demographics. You had some people that's making good money in that line too, looking for a little help. So just, Brother Zebo, I don't know if you'll ever see this video. Hopefully you would. I'm just saying to you as a Memphian, we salute you, sir. That is the reason, one of the main reasons why people even stood in those lines, because they know that you've been that type of person, that type of steward for the city before. And they felt in their heart of hearts that you were just being generous again. Wasn't about a hustle. None of that. None of that. I love the city. We have our ups and downs, ins and outs like any other big city, but we still got to stick together. We still got to hang in there. We can't be looking at each other like we're peasants and peons to each other. We'll never make things work the way they should work. Let's stop the ridicule. This was nothing to ridicule anybody about. If you want to get mad at somebody, if you want to get mad at somebody, then you need to get mad at the kiosk machine people. Those are the ones that made a killing. Because if there was a glitch known, then they should have known it too. It amazes me with all of this technology, when it comes down to this technology really needed, being needed, there's nothing can be done about it. Since there was a glitch, then the kiosk people need to be more than willing to come to the table and say, hey, it was a glitch. We shouldn't have taken your money. If MLG&W knew that it was a glitch, Thursday, what they say, Thursday, Wednesday, whatever the case may be, you know people make their payments that way. Why didn't you make a public service announcement? Why didn't you say, hey, Memphis, please do not use the kiosk machines that are located in your local Exxons and Krogers and wherever they may be, because the MLG&W app on there is not working properly. Would have cost you a dime to do that, I would say. You're a public utility. This is a public service announcement. This is to the citizens of Memphis that use these kiosk machines for convenience to pay their bill. Why wouldn't you do the basic thing, the professional thing, and just do a basic public service announcement? Hell, it could have been at the bottom of the damn TV, a ticker tape, on a ticker tape at the bottom, whatever. So you're partly responsible too. I'm not saying you're supposed to pay those fees, because as I say again, people should have done their research. Had you done your research and MLG&W told you that was not the case, meaning he was not donating any money or had not donated any money, then you wouldn't have gone and spent your money at the machine. You wouldn't have done that. So you would have saved yourself the time and the money from the kiosk machine. You invested your time, spent your money, and hey, at least the money that you spent on your MLG&W bill, you're not going to lose that. MLG&W is honoring that, from what I've been told. So a little time was lost by a lot of people. True. True. For those elderly people that were out there, hey, that's a tough one. You know they're not out there for a handout. There were some great stories coming behind that about elderly people having their bill taken care of because they were standing outside. So for those people that took that type of stand, I salute you as well. I salute you as well. Our elderly people truly, truly need to be helped. Not just necessarily from a financial standpoint, but to be able to see that an elderly person has come out here and stand in line to help, hopefully receive a blessing, and they're not able to receive that for whatever reason. For people to look at that and say, hey, we're still going to make that happen for you. I salute you. I salute you. Moral of the story, as always, don't believe everything you hear. Do your own research and investigation before you jump into the water. Know what's in the water first before you jump in the water. That's very important. Okay? Now, as I say, Talking Tuesdays, we just kick the bobo, as they say. No particular topics for the hour. I'm just hitting and missing. You know what I mean? I want to briefly comment on Jay-Z's recent album drop, 444. And it's been creating some uproar and, some talk, throughout circles in the hip hop world about, him taking shots at these particular rappers and blah, 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 blah. First of all, Jay-Z is 47 years old, I think. Old head in the game. Thank you for giving us something to listen to outside of the norm of what we're hearing. Not a lot of features. I don't think there was one feature on the album. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think there was one feature of any other artist. That's something that hadn't been done in a long time. It used to be when you recorded your rap album, it was just basically you, and maybe you had one feature from another artist. Maybe one. Now these albums are made with 50,000 people on the album. Every song is done by 15 different people. So the artist that the album belongs to is not really doing a full album. He's got people on every song. Thanks, Jay, for giving us the old school stuff. The things that he said, wordplay, he's the master of wordplay. So anybody that got upset about that, grow up. This is what this is all about. Getting your attention in competition. If you got something to say about the guy, get at him. Get in the game and get at him. Him talking about money phones, I mean, Jay, realistically, these are young cats, man. The Migos, they're doing their thing. All these young cats are doing their thing, man. And hey, you got to give these guys their lane. They're making their lane. And you were young at one time, popping your bottles and so forth. So you give those young men that opportunity. Don't down them and say we don't call that money over here, because it is money. It may not be the 800 million like you, hey, but that doesn't make him less of a man. That doesn't make them less of men. It may seem corny, but quite frankly, realistically speaking, most people on the east side have always thought the people down south were corny and country with what we do. And as Little Bootsy so eloquently put it, we do our own thing down here. We hear you. We hear you. And we know who you are. We respect you. But however, we do what we do down here. We don't change who we are, like we don't try to get other people to change who they are. That's what makes the thing so beautiful. So you can't really knock those cats for doing the money. Hey, hell, I may do the money phone too. If I had 50,000 stack, just got an advance like these guys get and so forth, I may do it too. Hey, it's fun. Nobody got hurt by doing it. It's fun. It's cool. It's their generation. Let them have it, bruh. Let them have it. His concept on his album and his content is that of a 47-year-old guy. His mistakes, the way he went wrong, wasn't able to recognize that this was an actual good business venture to get involved in. I cheated on a bad mama jama. I'm so sorry, baby. 47-year-old man stories, man. 47-year-old man stories. Nothing to get upset about. His wordplay is what it is. Nothing to get upset about. I personally don't understand the hoopla. Future sent back a money phone picture to his comment. Hey, Future, it is what it is, brother. Somebody is playing football with your son. You got to deal with that. Jay-Z ain't got a damn thing to do with that because he spoke on that. You want to say that's disrespectful? Okay. Touchy. It's the truth, though. Outside of that, the other little subliminal shots that that he took at people, I mean, do an album then, man. If you felt that personal about it, do an album and take some shots back at him. Let's get the competition back going. That's what hip hop was about as well, or part of hip hop was about competition on your wordplay. So get back at it. Stop making videos about how you felt about it. Drop an album. Drop an album. Stop doing albums with 50,000 people on them and drop a solo album or an album with your group, you all only. Show the skill set. Jay showed his skill set. Show the skill set. I'm from the mindset of those people back in the day about lyrics. I like lyrics. I like content. I like to bump too. I like the jamming tracks. Don't knock that. But I like some content as well. So if you have a problem with what Jay said, you feel some type of way, drop an album. If you're in the game, drop an album at it. Don't Twitter it with 50,000 hashtags. Drop an album. Put some numbers up. Show your skill set. Because right now his skill set, hey, think about it. The guy dropped an album, 10 songs. Who's, per my knowledge, nobody's done that in a while. It's usually been 25 or more. He dropped 10 songs, 444. He's got a video going on YouTube, the story of OJ, probably the coolest and most to-the-point video I've seen in the past few years in the hip-hop game. Not a lot of fluff, directly to the point. You should be able to understand where he's going with that video just by taking a look at it. So, lighten up. Don't don't take the album that seriously. It's just a 47-year-old man sharing his thoughts with you, man. Where his mistakes were. We're just not used to Jay talking about his mistakes, and so forth. He's been so much up here from everybody else. So he's allowing people to be able to see that, hey, not that I have chinks in my armor, but I do have my human moments also. I am a human being. I can dig that. Don't take things so personal, people. It's just a rap album by a 47-year-old guy. Truth be told. Hey, I love your emails. We get tons upon tons of emails. I thank all of you. And Judge Joe Brown thanks you. I must say I had a chance to communicate with him, letting him know about the feedback that we've been getting from the videos the interview that he did with me a couple of weeks back. Thank you for so many positive emails. I have shared a lot of that with Brother Brown. And we're trying to get him back because there are some other areas that we want to talk about that he has insight on that I think is just as important as the other stuff that we talked about. We really got off into a lot of personal stuff the last time. We're going to get off into some stuff that really hits the heart of the Black community and the community of humans as well. I am a Black man. I am an African American, but I'm also a human being. I'm a part of the African race, but I'm also a part of the human race. They go hand in hand. They go hand in hand. And I'm all about the betterment for both. Not one over the other. Both. No favoritism here. Wrong is wrong, right is right with me. I try to be for the most part. We all do, I would say. I would want to think. So thank you all for those emails regarding his interview. We are diligently, we are diligently trying to think of the next guest that we want to have on the show that we feel will be impactful, informational as well. And we don't do anything other than come to them and let them know that, hey, we just want you to talk to the people. It's not a blindside shot. I don't talk about personal situations on this show. Any guest that I bring on my show, we're not talking about the divorce. We're not talking about any of that type of bull. That's none of my business. It's none of your business. What can you do? How can we do? That's what it's all about on this show. I sit here before you, as I always say, I'm not better than those that view me. I am not on a higher pedestal than those that view me. I am human, but I'm your brother. And any information that I bring to you It's out of love and concern. Because it's one thing that I was taught in my quest for knowledge in my life is the purpose of knowledge is to change the world. When you learn something, share it with someone else. Elevate their level of thinking. That's what helps us get better. That's what helps us work together. When we're on the same page of trying to help do more and be more, do better and be better for our fellow brothers and sisters around us. If we embrace that one concept of helping each other, loving each other as best we can, things will get better on their own. They will automatically take care of themselves. And it starts with sharing the information that you learn. When you learn things, it's important, and it should be important to you to pass that information on to someone so that they may benefit as you did. That's all we want to do here. That's all we're going to do here. We're going to have some fun in the process, but it's all about helping people. And you don't have to be a millionaire to do it. You don't have to be. Do it from the heart, and it takes care of itself. That's all you have to do. If you care about the people that you're with, and you feel good about what you're doing, and it's from the heart, there's nothing that can stop you. All you have to do is keep pushing. Another edition of Talking Tuesdays has ended. I am your host, Mr. Darnay, saying to you, thank you for taking the time out of your day to tune in. Always remember you can get at me at www.mtowntonight.com. Feel free to send me a word. And if you have a question or a topic that you'd like me to discuss on this show, feel free to send us an email. And we'll do whatever we can to get that email on the show. And maybe you have something that we need to talk about. Feel free to send me that information. Once again, thank you for tuning in.